I mean, like this week I've been working a lot out of my Eagle Butte account. So, but there's files in my K-12 that I need over in my Eagle Butte account. So what I need to do is I can go up to my K-12 and I'm going to go to my Google Drive. And this is where if you have things sort of organized, it makes your life a lot easier. And so, for example, I have a schools folder here. And so let's say, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so I have this templates. I want to send that over to my Ohitica account. So I can right click on it and I can share the whole folder over. And so that would be the easiest way. And then you could also, as you drop files in that folder, they will also be shared. And so I can share with me at Ohitica. When I do that, it's going to obviously tell me that I'm sharing outside my organization, but I'm going to say share anyways. So now that whole folder has been shared with my Ohitica account. This is fine and good until you want to go and attach one of these files that I've just shared over as a document or make multiple copies in your Google Classroom. And so what I end up having to do is I end up making a copy of those and it's just really, I mean, there's just no other good way to do that when you're sharing between, because I can't share ownership. So one of the things that you can do within a domain is you can share ownership, but I can't make me at Ohitica the owner because I can't transfer ownership between domains. So if you do make something in one domain or the other, it's just so this is how I've been trying to manage it a little bit more in my life, because especially because of this week. So like when we look at this PDFs options, this document is a document that I've created in Ohitica, okay? I made a copy of it. This link right here, that goes out to my K-12. And so this document is, I mean, it's my document, but if you add links to another document, then you can, so if you're adding references through links out, it's much easier if you can kind of cross domains. I really, really recommend sticking with one domain as much as possible because it'll make your life a lot easier. I have a personal Gmail and I have a couple work Gmails. I do not let them mix. You know, my personal stuff goes in my personal, my work goes in my work. And the same, you know, with you guys, and I have the K-12. I don't use the K-12 as much as I use my work. And so just pick one and use it. I would stick with your Ohitica because that's where your Gmail, your Google account is and where all of your resources are going to be to make it easier for you. But that's how you can share stuff back and forth. So does that help? Does that help answer your question? Awesome. Okay, thanks, Peggy. All right. So the next question that came in was Denise's question. Take two on first. We have a question about the wonder of the day and how do we post our wonder of the day. So if you want to post your wonder of the day to your own classroom, or you want to post your Flipgrid, which was the wonder of the day, I'm going to pop into my Flipgrid. I am going to log in, and because I've already created my account with my Ohitica, you know, it lets me in really easily. Ooh, somebody else responded. Cool, I should look at that. Now that I've in my in my Flipgrid looking at my topic, I'm going to share it. So when I click on share, then this is something I could copy and paste. And so what I've noticed is a number of people, when we look at the classroom here, and this is cool, I think this is super fun, is I shared the wonder of the day, and then a number of you have been sharing out your Flipgrid URLs. And so you can add, that's a way you could just share out the URL. If you wanted to share it to your class, then you have to click on Google Classroom. It's going to, you can choose your class, and then you choose what action you want. And so you can create an assignment, ask a question, make an announcement, or create material. And so the assignment, the question, and the material will all show up in your classwork. The announcement will show up on your stream. When I shared it in the classroom, I shared it as an announcement, so it showed up on my stream, just because I wanted, I just wanted to get it out there for you guys. I could use it as a bell ringer in the mornings, or something to just get the kids thinking. That could be what I post. I post one every day type of thing, or every other day, or whatever. Excuse me. So if I click on create an assignment and say go, it's going to pop up in my, it pop up an assignment window where I can put in the title, I can do the instructions. I have my Flipgrid already there. So when my students join, when my students go and get the assignment, it's already there. So really all it does is it gives the link, it shares the link very easily to your classroom. So when you're in and you click on in your topic, click on share, click on Google Classroom, it'll share it out to the classroom that you want. You can also just copy this, and then you can paste it into your Google Classroom in an assignment or not. Yep, I'm recording office hours too. Oh, and you need to share your Jamboard with us because you were jamming. I'm waiting for that. Okay, so does that answer your question about something, Denise?
No, because when I bring it up and I hit the Google Classroom, it says choose class, but the only classes that are listed are like those tiles where we went in and put, like the Eagle Butte class, third grade library, third grade specials. That's what comes up.
Yes, and so you can only post to your own classrooms where you're a teacher. If you're going to share it on if you just want to share it to our class, like drop it here, then you would want to just copy the URL. So when I click on URL and copy it, then you can come back over here and paste it in the wonder of the day. Okay?
I didn't open up that tile or whatever it was so I could do this other. Now I see what to do.
Okay.
I was only one step behind. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed. At the end of a really long week, I feel like I'm not sure if I'm coming or going. But yes, that's good. So sharing it when you use that Google Classroom, like your students will never see that. And you guys are kind of in that dual role right now. You're a teacher in your classes, but you're a student in this class.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
That was an easy fix.
So Karen, you have another question about the PDFs. Do you need to do more on that? Have you played with that more? Do you want to walk through it anymore? Or Denise, sorry, Denise.
I still don't know how to do it. Are there other questions that people want? I mean, I'm trying to make sure people get what they need.
Well, they all mean they need that. So I'll let you get yourself ready and kind of find your image, because I think you took an image yesterday when we were hanging out, and get your file all ready to go, and I will answer a couple other questions.
Thank you.
All right, so Karen, you asked about where do I find the evaluation form? I will email it out to you. And so whatever you signed up to this account, I will send it, or to this class, I will send it out. I will also post it in our Google Classroom. I'll post it as an announcement so that you have access to it. Mary Chris, you said, where do I get the wonder of the day? Is it part of Flipgrid? Well, yes, and it's also part of, it's Wonderopolis. Whoops. Wonderopolis is a fun, free website that has a wonder of the day, and they post it every day. And so a lot of teachers use this as like their bell ringer. You can search, so if you're wondering something, we can pop in and add your question to the Wonder Bank, and then people can vote them up. You can explore wonders, and so Wonderopolis is a really awesome resource. So let me drop the Wonderopolis link in the chat. I think I spelled it wrong, I'm sorry. But so there's the Wonderopolis link. But the way we've been using it is, yes, through Flipgrid. And so when I pop into Flipgrid and I go to the Discovery, one of the things that they have there is they have the wonder of the day. And so what they've done is they've basically taken the Wonderopolis, and they've made, so here we have what is Dungeons and Dragons, but I can click on view more, and now I can go in and see all of the wonders. And so that's where I picked, I think, the bubble wrap one, but I could go in and, you know, find any number of ones that are already made for me, and I don't have to recreate the wheel, which is always nice. And so if there's something that I wanted to use, I can click on it. I have everything already built in. Here I have, they have integration notes, which is nice. And so if I click on add topic, I'll make it an individual topic, and boom, now I have another topic here. So super easy to be able to incorporate, and I just love the wonder of the day because it can be a really, like, you can use it as a hook question. You can go in and find those hooks. Otherwise, they're just a great conversation piece. Okay, so let's see. Other questions? How are you doing, Denise?
Okay, I'm to the picture, but
Okay.
how can I edit? I made a little Google drawing thing, and I've got there spelled wrong. I can't have that's.
Let this be an example to us all. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to pick on you, but can we share your screen, and then we can kind of run through this together?
You bet. I'll bring
Okay.
it up and then.
Thanks. I really appreciate you guys being willing to share your screen. It makes it a lot easier to see exactly where you're at and what we're doing.
It's really hard on the laptop. It doesn't want to go down far enough so I can do that. I don't know why. How frustrating. I can't get down so I can get to the share button.
Okay. Can you resize your window at all?
Yeah,
Will it let you resize it and move it around?
I just won't let the page scroll down. Ugh.
Try minimizing, or click on the let's see. You can't do that. Are you able to minimize your window at all? Change the size of your window?
I can minimize, but then I can't see anything.
Right. No, I mean, are you able to just resize your window at all? All right. Well, we're waiting for you. I'm gonna have the counselor share her Jamboard
Oh.
so that we can see that. But we'll get you to share because you shared last night.
Yeah, but I did it off my not on the laptop. If I open it up on the laptop, it'll work, or not on the laptop. The desktop, it works, but it doesn't on the laptop.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I gotta see.
I am. I'm okay though. I'm okay with you being here.
So, did you want to share yours, counselor, your Jamboard?
So, um, yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm so glad.
All right, so other questions as we go. So we'll still kind of wait for Denise to be able to share her screen. Not sure. Denise, do you know what browser you're using for Google or for Zoom?
This is Google Chrome.
Okay. So when you're in your Chrome, can you go up to the three dots here? I'm going to share my screen just so I can show you. So when you're in Chrome, can you go up to the three dots and then see the zoom?
Yep.
And reduce yourself down a little bit and see if that helps.
Okay, so can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I've been looking for my little Jamboard. I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. I don't know.
I'm so sad. You made a Jamboard and we can't find it.
Okay, I didn't want to overblow. I mean, I didn't want to. I'm totally comfortable with it.
Can barely hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
I can. I'm fully comfortable sharing my screen with this particular set of people. However, I don't know where I put my Jamboard, but not to put like that cool. But I just put like 4 sticky notes on it, and I put like nice things on it, and I thought it would be a great way to use quotes and stuff. And so, really, honestly, it was about the obnoxious song that went with it more than anything. But I didn't want everybody to think that I suddenly got some technological.
This one.
This one. So you want to share this?
Well, I have
one?
to be able to get to down here where I can see the chat stuff, participate.
You're not on Zoom though on here.
So
Oh, that's probably it.
You need to get on Zoom in order to share your screen.
Duh.
So this way. Do you know how to do that? You know how to do that?
Okay.
Okay, that's why. There's no
Oh,
Zoom there's no, yeah. Let me know if you need more help though, Denise, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so other questions while we're waiting for Denise real quick.
Oh, my goodness.
you're okay.
Oh, where'd it go?
So back to where to find your Jamboard. You would, the easiest way to find the Jamboards is to go into the Jamboard. So click on your waffle and go to Jamboards. You may, I mean, because Jamboard is on by default in your personal Google account. It's also on in your Ohitica account. I don't know if it's on in your K-12 account. So it may be, and like if it's in your personal account, that could be where it is. But I would just go to the waffle, click on Jamboard, and you should see what you created. Other questions as we're rolling along here.
I think it's a bigger issue than that because I don't think I know how to get back onto the Zoom thing from here.
If you're in your Google Classroom, are you in your Google Classroom for today? In the Google Classroom, I did put the link on the stream for our office hours so that people could drop in. So you can get to the link back to Zoom from our Google Classroom.
Okay.
Would you like me to share my screen now?
Say that again.
I found my Jamboard.
You found it?
Okay.
So I unmuted myself. Now I have shared. So now I'm going to go back.
Yep, you're screen sharing. We can see it. Yay! Okay.
Okay, so now
There's your
look,
Jamboard.
look at
Oh my gosh!
Oh, cool.
that. Okay.
Yay! Oh, I love that.
So I put little round spots. Look at that. Okay. I found a little image that draw in half. But
These are great. And you know, if you stretch out your Post-it notes, it'll make your text bigger. And so if you want them to be bigger on the screen, you can click on it and then just drag. Yep. Isn't that so cool?
that is so cool.
And I love the use of color there. And so you have to click on one of the corners and so to be able to resize it. We've created a monster. Not only is she singing. That's awesome. I'm glad you found your Jamboard. That's cool.
So
And that one, that top one allows you to tilty it, and so you can tilt it if you want. Oh, I can see we've really created a monster. You'll be sending Jamboards in lieu of emails now.
okay. Right on.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm really glad you found it, and I really do love the how you're able to resize and bring in the colors, and at this point you could do some, you know, like the students, you could have the students
How would this look better?
come in and
Edit, right? Have them direct my editing, right?
have them direct your editing. But you could also, I mean, this could be something where you could make 4 of those. So if you go to the top where you have your little the arrow, if you click on the arrow to the right, there you go, it'll create another one. And so you could put one of those Post-it notes on each frame. And then you could ask your students to say, how can I do this? And then they can add Post-it notes to say, you know, oh, to bring out bring out the best in other people. Well, I could say, I could tell people they're doing a good job, or I could do this, or I could do that. And so if you click there, yep, you'll go back and you'll be able to see all of them. And so if you go to the one, you'll be back on yours. It doesn't give that would be really nice. You can't drag and drop them over.
Okay.
I think you might need to copy and paste your text and
Okay.
put them in. But I mean, that might be a way to bring the kids in, you know, to be able to say, how can we do this? You know, what does this look like, kind of thing. And so, like does anyone else have some thoughts to share? How about a word? I love that. I think that's so fun. So, I can't wait. I don't have to come see you guys like a month in and see how you're doing. So, all right, Denise, are you ready?
I hope so.
All right. Thanks for sharing your Jamboard. That was so fun.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I. It's. I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So which computer are you sharing from? Are you going to share from the D. Willison computer?
Yeah, I suppose it will.
So you're going to want to go to Zoom there. Click on the green share screen.
If I could see that, I would, but you can't see it.
Can you mouse over it at the bottom?
You can't even see anything down there. I mean, that whole row is not. I think I'm just going to have to do it from here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, you shared last night, so that's so bizarre.
But I would get it off the other computer. See, I'm trying to do it so that I can do it in the laptop, but the laptop seems to have issues.
Okay.
I have to figure out where I'm at. Just when I was feeling like I really kind of had it going here.
You still have it going. Sharing on Zoom with 2 computers is.
That's probably why I'm having trouble. Okay, so
right.
I have to get into my Google Classroom, correct?
Yep.
Google Classroom. I don't think I needed to do that, but.
All right, so is there any other questions that are floating around in people's heads right now? How do we, as you're thinking about school starting, adding in kids, can unmute, drop it in the chat.
Next week, when it says Google Practice and that, now is that when you are going to be available at all, or is that when we're working on it here in our little groups?
I think you're working on it there in your little groups, because I'm not coming back next week, and it's not personal.
Okay.
I'm not scheduled for you guys for next week. I'm so done with you. No. Nope, nothing like that. I'm not
Okay.
scheduled for next week. So I think you're probably practicing in your groups, which will be good. I mean, just because
Yeah.
the more you do this, the easier it gets, the more it's just, I don't think about so many of these things anymore because I do it all the time.
Okay, so I'm in my Google Classroom.
Okay.
And I have a picture saved in the drive.
Okay, perfect. And so open up your slides. And I'll share my screen and just kind of walk through this with you so that we're all doing it together, okay?
Awesome.
So you can come back and watch the watch the video again. So you have a picture in your Google Drive. So let me put a picture in my drive real quick, just so that we can go through it the same format. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'll repeat geometry for you guys because you like the same geometry over and over again.
Sure.
All right. So do you want to tell me what you I've got a picture in my drive just like you have a picture in your drive. So what's next?
I don't know. That's where I'm stuck.
Okay,
so
that's okay. I didn't know where we were. Okay, so you're gonna go to your Google Slides, and so go to Drive or go to Google Slides. So I'm gonna go to my Drive, and then you're going to make a new Google Slides.
So start a new presentation.
Yep, make a new one. Yep. So you should have a blank presentation created.
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, I guess after we've named it, so I'm gonna name mine Demo PDF Math. The first thing you're going to do is click on File.
Okay, I went to click out the boxes because I knew he'd do it, and I don't know how to put the title in there.
Oh, that's okay. So just go up to the where it says Untitled. Click where it says Untitled.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. So now, and so we just titled it. It's just good to title because otherwise you have all these untitles and then you don't know what you're doing. File, and then you're going to scroll all the way down towards the bottom, and you should see Page Setup. Okay. Click on that.
Okay.
And then it's going to come up and it's going to have, mine says widescreen 16:9. Click on the little down arrow there and select custom.
Okay.
At that point, we're making it page size. So I'm going to make it 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to click on apply. And so now you can see that my page size is a lot bigger. At this point, I'll let you say okay. So when you say okay.
Yep.
Okay. At this point, you said you already deleted your boxes. So I'm going to delete I'm going to delete my boxes. So I click on the outer box and hit delete. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, in my empty slide, right click, and you should see change background.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget about that.
And then you'll see the option for an image, and you click on choose image, and it comes up by default to upload, but we've put our image in our Google Drive. So I'm going to go over to Google Drive, and then I'm going to, oh look, there's my image. And so once I find my image, I can insert it. So I click on it, and then I click on insert in the lower right hand corner of that box. Yep. And then you'll see it populate in, and then you'll see it as, and then you'll say done, and there you are.
Okay, so you leave the background.
So it is now the background of your PDF.
All right.
And so now, yep, you leave the background, yes. So now you can't move the worksheet around. I can't do anything to the worksheet. And this is where you can add the text boxes by either clicking Insert Text Box, or you can click on the little text box that is in your menu there.
Okay. Yep.
And I can just put in a text box. So I generally say type here. Some people recommend filling the text box, and so when you have the text box with
Sure. So it has
selected,
yeah.
you can go up to the paint bucket and select a fill. I would do that once, and then I would select my text box and I would copy paste, just because I'm really lazy. But I mean, you can do whatever you want, because you can paste it and you can also resize it. And so if you needed it to be wider and skinnier, I mean, you can do all that. And so it gives you options. So that's, now you're done. And so at this point, what you can do with it, it's just a Google Slides. So you can attach it as you can attach it to an assignment. And I would, because it's a worksheet, I would make it so that every student gets a copy.
Yep.
And you're done. You did it.
I did.
That's so awesome.
Thank you, God. Needed a cheerleader all week, that's for sure. Oh.
Oh, you guys have done so many cool things. I am so excited for you. I just feel like this is the tip of the iceberg, and you guys are going to just rock Google Classroom. Okay, I'm just watching the week as you guys have started participating and doing things and creating. It's just been so fun. So I think I'm not worried about you at all. And then you're also having some work time. So yeah. You guys are rocking.
I'm excited for that next week. We come up with some plans today, and that's exciting.
Good.
All right.
So Peggy, no, we have Google Classroom, and that's the only one we have as a self-paced class right now. All right, so you guys, we've got about another 20 minutes of office hours. So let's come up with some more questions. Somebody has to want to know how to do something.
Well, I understand that we are going to need to use Google Meet instead of anything else, because that's already with our package or whatever.
Okay. So yep, we can look at that real quick. Let me drop an assignment in for you guys, because I have some Google Meet resources. But just a second, because it lives in my K-12, I think.
Fine.
So give me a second and I'll add some Google Meet resources for you. Oops. I can't really hear you, so if you want to talk a little louder. You're super faint, and so I'm not sure. This is horrible, you guys. I don't remember who I've done Google Meet with. But I've done it. I have everything you'd ever want. Who did Google Meet? Their teams. Why do I use Zoom instead of Google Meet? I use Zoom because that is what we, I mean, I've had Zoom forever. I love Zoom. Zoom had a lot more of the features that Google Meet and Teams did not have back in the day. As we are rolling through, they're all converging on a very similar, here we go. Oh, I know. Here we are. So they're all becoming very similar. I really do like the participation tab. I love that in Google, in Zoom, and you don't have that really in Meet or Teams. Teams has added a raise hand feature, which is sort of, I mean, so I can say raise your hand if you've done this before. So I can function with that, but it's not quite the same. So I think it just really depends on what you're looking at. All right, so in the chat, I'm going to add a Wakelet for Google Meet. And then I will actually make an assignment too, so that it shows up in your assignments, okay? So let me go back to classwork, and I will add it, where to add it. I'll make it its own topic so that you can just always go back to it. So Google Meet. And actually, I'm not going to make it an assignment. I'm just going to make it material. So that, because there's no, then you can't comment on it, which is disappointing. But it is, that's okay. So here we go. Drop my link in, and we can look at some Google Meet stuff. So I have used, I've used Google Meet quite a bit with like other groups, and it's fine. You can share your screen. You can share your screen. They've added a grid view, you know, all that stuff. So I'm going to pop us into some of the support now. So let's go down to Google Meet. So you have the Wakelet, which is what we're going to look at. So I'll just let you click on that in the chat. So in terms of Google Meet, a couple things to know. And this is something that my guess is for you guys, the same criteria is going to be in place. So this is for K-12. So you guys, your only OHEDICA is going to be able to join an OHEDICA Google Meet. And so this is going to be really critical that your students are logged in to their Google Classroom before they join. And actually that makes it a lot easier. If they're going to be logged into their Google Classroom, it just makes it super easy because you don't have to worry about that. But it also means, like, if you want to meet with parents or something like that, you're unless you set up some admins or admin stuff, unless you set up the admin stuff, you can't. So there's some admin settings you need to do too. I can't even talk. All right. So one of the things that the teacher next door posted, last week or so, or actually Chromebook, John Showash at chromebook.com. He posted things that are coming soon. And so one of the things that right now, the meeting moderators, so like right now, you have to hang out until all your students leave, and then so they can't rejoin. Whereas like a Zoom meeting, there's a setting that I can say you can't join my Zoom meeting until I join. So that's part of the why I use Zoom is just because I have more controls. Meet is starting to add those controls. So you'll have that. You can replace your background like I've used in Zoom. You'll be able to do breakout rooms. And so that is something that we have in Zoom. Jamboard, which you guys are jamming, you will be the integrated digital whiteboard. And so yes, you will be able to do that. They're adding a raise your hand feature. And so while they don't have the feedback like we have in Zoom, they have that raise their hand feature, and then quick polls and Q&A. And so that, I think, where I do the yes, no, what have you done type of thing, you could do a real quick poll and use that instead. So I think you have some options here to really make it very friendly. So some of the other things, there's a really good first day of Google Meet that you can go in and use. And then Ditch That Textbook also has, some resources. And then for the G Suite admin, there's a number of things that they do need to go through to make sure that they set up so that, just who can join the meetings and stuff like that. And then here we have these upcoming releases. So this is when you're like, when will this ever show up? You can filter by the topic that you're looking for. So we're looking for Google Meet. And now I can see where things are. And so like here, oh look, loud noise cancellation launched. All these other things are in development. So this can be, if you kind of are curious where things are. And then here's the what's new in Google Suite. And here again, I can look and see. And this is one of those things too, like for Google Classroom, I use this too, because it's like, what is new and what's changed. And so it's how I can kind of keep up or try to keep up with what's going on. So here you can see all of the different updates that there have been and what's been released.
Oh,
Say that again?
I said, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So lots of different things that we can do. So going back to our Google Classroom, remember when we were doing our settings, like it feels like 3 weeks ago, but it was really only Monday. So in your settings, in your class, and so this is a class by class thing, this is where you can control your Google Meet. And so I can generate my meeting link. It will automatically be visible to my students, and so you guys will be able to see that. This is one of those things that I will probably take it off. So not that you can't see it, but I would copy my link, and then I'm saving my settings. And I would be creating my assignments, and I would set them at a time. It's like, we're going to meet at this time type of thing. And if you set it at a time, it'll actually put it on the calendar for your students. And so that gives you, I can add the Google Meet link as a link, just like I can add any other link.
Okay.
And here we go. So here's our class video meeting. So that would be how I would probably manage that, is, set up my meetings, because this way I could do my small group. And so I could say small group. I can say it's due at, Friday, whoops. Friday at, and I put a specific time in. I could say we're going to meet at 3 o'clock. Now I can, I could assign this to a small group of kids. You know, I wouldn't have to assign it to everybody. I could just say, this is going to be the kids that are, you know, reading this book, or this is the group of kids that I'm doing remedial math with. And so that's one of the ways that you can use that. This class video meeting, I would create it and I would leave it, though you will notice, I'm gonna go ahead and save it. You will notice when you are in your settings that you can reset it if you need to. And so if you click on the little down arrow, you can reset your meeting. And so should you need to reset the Zoom meeting link, you can do that. Or Google meeting. Oh my gosh, sorry, Zoom, Google. They're all blurring. All right, so you've got Google Meet resources now. Anything else? That was a great one.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Good, I'm glad. I mean, because that's the kind of stuff that, you know, if you need that kind of thing, I'm really happy. You need help to turn in your Jamboard. Okay, so Kevin, let me think. What did
Jamboard. I don't know if I can get there and do all that, but I'd like to.
Jamboard's so much fun. I agree. All right, so let's turn in your Jamboard. And so let's see, what did I have you guys do with Jamboard? Okay. I think what people did, so really all we have to do is click turn in, or yeah, submit your work. But do you want to share your screen, Kevin, and we can go through that so we can walk through it?
I don't
Okay.
think that's the right screen.
Yep, this is the right screen. Okay, so question for you. Go ahead.
Because I have it on Chrome and this is something else. So how do you go back, because I have a different screen?
You have it on a different tab?
Yeah, or
Okay.
on a different screen.
Oh, you have it on another, you mean, so you have more than one screen that you're using?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to share your screen, you should see screen 1 or screen 2. So depending on what screen you've shared right now, you should be able to mouse up to the top of your screen and it says new share right there. And then you can just pick the other one that you aren't sharing.
So I don't see where that is.
Or you can stop sharing and just share again with picking your other screen. So I'm going to stop sharing for you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, there you go. Now share again and just pick. So if you were on screen 1 before, pick screen 2 this time.
Okay, so it looks like I'm not sure, because it looks like the screen too that I shared, but that one showed a different thing. Okay, do you see that where it says marked as done?
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, that's my Jamboard.
Okay, so you made a Jamboard. So in this situation, what we can do is I didn't ask you to attach something. I just said to mark as done. But you can attach it if you'd like, and that would be an awesome activity to do. So let's go back to the Jamboard assignment, okay?
Okay.
And now where it says above mark is done, it says add or create. Click on that. And then you're going to add something from your Google Drive. Okay, so you've already made something. So go to your Google Drive. And then it will most likely be in your recents. Oh, there it is. I see it as Jamboard Kevin's. Okay, there you go. Click on that. And then say insert. And so, and you could insert multiple files. You don't just have to do that one, but that's all we'll do. So now if you click on turn in, it's going to ask if you want to turn it in. Yep. And now that assignment has been turned in, and I can now grade that assignment. But so and so this assignment was not, I mean, it was just mark is done. This was more of a letting you guys play around type of assignment, but that would be how, if you were going to attach an assignment, how you would do that.
Okay. Yeah, because in the Google Docs, there's more stuff that I should turn in, but I didn't know how to do that.
Okay, no, I'm glad you asked, because this is good. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, you guys, we've only got a couple minutes left. So any last minute questions before we call it a week? So what'll happen next is I will send out via email, but I'll also post in your Google Classroom the 2 last assignments, because you love my assignments. I'll post the evaluation as a message. So in our as an announcement on our stream, and so I'll post the final eval here on the stream, okay? And then in classwork, I will post an assignment for getting your PDFs, or PDFs. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, no PDFs. Getting your CEUs. And so that will be posted there. And then I will also send to your emails the links to both the announcement and the CEUs, so that you can, if you forget to come back to your Google Classroom, but do come back to your Google Classroom. You guys will have access to this. I'm not going to archive it or make it go away, so it will be here. You also can, the recordings will all be here, so I'll upload both sessions for today. I won't cross the streams. And something else. So a couple of you have commented that you've gotten all the assignments in your elementary or your secondary, and why do you have the elementary? That's mainly because I put you all in one classroom. So don't worry. In the elementary, secondary, I don't want to worry. Don't worry about that. I'm not aware of any more Google sessions with. For other teachers later in August, or other instructions, but your admin would probably be able to ask that. But anyway, so your recordings will all be here. You can go back and watch them. All the resources are here. And I did add in science. So one more. You guys have helped me build more collections. So give yourself a pat on the back. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for an awesome week. I have really enjoyed working with you, and I am really excited to see what you're going to do with Google Classroom.